Football contract. Has COVID-19 crippled the leg of the beautiful sport? The tragedy in sport is seeing a team beaten not by a better team, but by themselves. The core repercussion of tragedy is that it affects all in one and the same manner. Football, the beautiful game, has been caught prey to a financial hurdle, and like most other industries out there, grappled with economic and contractual hurdles as well. Football, one of the prominent sports in India and around the world, is finding it difficult to maneuver through player contract and other negotiations during this time. All around the world, the onset of COVID-19 has forced institutions into a state of total isolation, with social distancing being the new norm. Stadiums are empty and the game has lost its most precious element, its fan. With economic conditions gripping the footballing industry, various teams have found it difficult to manage highly salaried footballers on their roll. Some clubs have been forced to prematurely terminate the players' contract, citing force majeure as the reason. However, it is difficult to establish the liability of players in this time of distress, where players have been forced into isolation without a professional game being played in recent months. Major football leagues around the world, such as the English Premier League, Serie A, Bundesliga, and La Liga, have been suspended due to the lockdown, and many others, like Ligue 1, have prematurely ended their campaign. As leagues around the world take a hit, the Indian Super League has ended its 2019 till 2020 season, with the final being played behind closed doors. All India Football Federation has decided to suspend all football activities, including the suspension of league, which has resulted in huge losses to the economy and industry. As industries around the world take into stride the concept of this deadly virus, they are faced with yet another legal conundrum in force majeure. Black's Law Dictionary defines force majeure as an event or effect that can be neither anticipated nor controlled, is unexpected, and which prevents someone from doing or completing something that he or she had agreed or officially planned to do. That the current situation emanating from lockdown due to COVID-19 can bring forth a foray of legal skirmishes, including dispute between broadcasters against leagues for failure to host matches. There are disputes between football aficionados and companies for reform where matches are cancelled or being held behind closed doors. World versus India. Can India keep up? The AIFF, in its rules and regulation more specifically to this effect, has laid down final provision Article 74 unforeseen consequences and force majeure. The Executive Committee shall have the final decision on any matters provided for in these statutes or in cases of force majeure. Similarly, the World Footballing Federation FIFA has similar regulation. Taking note of the same, FIFA has laid down a regulatory framework being the FIFA COVID-19 guideline for establishing regulation regarding players' agreement or non-performance of agreement or transfer of players. In the case of Federation Royal Marocain de Football, Confederation Africaine de Football, the Court of Arbitration for Sport had made the Royal Moroccan Federation of Football liable for postponing the African Cup of Nations tournament during the Ebola crisis in 2015, going on to opine that the virus made it difficult or rather impossible for the organization to hold the event, while the ratio was decided based on the fact that with the perusal of evidence on record, the transmission of the virus could only through contact and not by any other means. Hearing the plight of FIFA, many leagues have agreed to unilaterally extend player contracts that are due for expiry during the ongoing distress period. The Premier League has allowed all its clubs to unilaterally extend contracts for a short period, those of which end by June 30. The Argentine Football Association has also agreed to allow the club to extend their contract for a short amount of time. However, the same cannot be said for the Indian scenario. One of the premier footballing clubs in India, East Bengal, issued an advisory to all its players for the 2019 till 2020 season, announcing that its majorly stakeholder and title sponsor have cited force majeure as a ground for cessation of the professional contract with the club. Thank you.